What is going on, everybody? It's the Front, and we're here for Smackdown Live Review for May 21st, 2019. Smackdown going right off the air with a terrible, boring main event of Elias versus Roman Reigns. This was, of course, just a terrible show overall. This is the problem with the wildcard rule. Too many names were seen over and over and over again. We saw Charlotte on both Raw and SmackDown last week. This week, we saw Becky on both Raw and SmackDown this week. Roman has been on every single episode of Raw and SmackDown since the wildcard rule started 3 weeks ago. We also had the bullshit of the 24-hour championship, which I don't treat as a competitor. I love him with his comedy, but tonight was just fucking stupid. He is hiding in a blonde wig. Carmella finds him, dresses him up like a fucking chick, gives him a bra to put on, and yeah, it was just terrible. But truth is, still your 24-hour champion, so apparently the 24-hour champion is going to be able to lose his title on Raw, SmackDown, 205 Live, NXT, NXT UK, or any social media platform, any pay-per-view, anything. So we could be at the Super Showdown, and someone could be pinned and become the somebody on Twitter, somebody on Up Down Down could be in a live stream if they do a live stream, could be pinned and lose and win the 24-hour, 24/7 championship. This thing is an absolute nightmare waiting to happen. This is just not something I want to look at and say, oh, this is great. We also had the celebration of Big E coming back. And Kofi Kingston's next challenger, no, it is not Daniel Bryan. No, it's not Kevin Owens again. No, it's not Big E. Well, some people expected him to turn heel on the New Day tonight because of what happened 3 or 4 weeks ago, when the Big O came into the New Day and practically replaced Big E for 2 weeks, which they did not say anything about at all. Big E didn't come back and say anything. He was just his good old Big E self. He was sporting a big knee brace. And Xavier Woods did say he's not medically cleared, but he's able to be cleared to be able to come to SmackDown. Tonight's show was not good. We had, before the show, of course, we had 3 matches announced. We had we had Charlotte Flair and Lacey Evans versus Becky Lynch and Bayley. So, what was the point of this match? Oh, that's right. We got to show that Charlotte and Bayley are going to be feuding, and Becky and Lacey Evans is not done feuding. So, yay, we had to sit there through that tonight. And, of course, the main event was Roman Reigns versus Elias. You gave us a rematch to a 9-second match on pay-per-view. If it wasn't important enough for a pay-per-view match to go more than 9 seconds without a bunch of bullshit, what makes you think I want to sit here and watch this on Smackdown Live? The NBA playoffs is still going on, of course, and the Toronto Raptors, fighting to try and get back in the series and tie the series up 2-2, was playing the Milwaukee Bucks at 8:30. So pretty much 8:30 to 10 o'clock, this entire show was screwed for ratings. Then nothing, and I swear nothing they did tonight was going to get anybody to stay. This show is an abomination. Bringing Roman Reigns over from Raw to SmackDown, even before the wildcard rule, killed SmackDown Live. Now, we did have an Andrade Cien versus Mustafa Ali match. Pretty decently good match. Definitely a good match between these two. I did not expect anything different between these two. Definitely the highlight of the show. No Asuka, no Kairi Sane, no tag team champions. I don't know what's going on with them. No Buddy Murphy. Not even in the chase for the 24/7 championship. We had people from 205 Live. I saw Brian Kendrick, Noam Dar, and of course Drake Maverick. But you didn't see anybody else. You didn't see Buddy Murphy in that, as far as I saw. So, thank God. But this guy has, since the Superstar Shakeup, said he's coming to SmackDown Live and hasn't been seen yet. What are they doing with him? Give me Buddy Murphy. He had a hell of a match at WrestleMania. This guy has not been used at all on SmackDown, and it's a damn shame. Tonight's show started with Shane McMahon backstage on the phone. You can audibly hear the fans booing him mercilessly. Elias walks in and apologizes for what happened with Roman Reigns at Money in the Bank, making excuses for getting squashed. He's like, oh, the mics didn't pick this up, but the fans were saying some nasty stuff to me. And the next thing you know, I'm getting Superman punched. I wasn't out of my element. You guys deserve better. And he looks forward to Super Showdown and will be in Shane's corner for the match against Roman Reigns. Shane says he doesn't need anyone in his corner because he doesn't need help. But Shane will be in Elias' corner for tonight's match with Roman Reigns because he does need help. There you go. Just diminish Elias much more. The fact that Shane doesn't need his help. He doesn't need anyone's help, but Elias needs his help. Way to diminish one of your superstars, WWE. Way to just make him feel worthless. We're live from the Dunkin' Donuts Arena in Providence, Rhode Island. Yay! Let's see here. Go right to the ring, and out comes the New Day's Xavier Woods, champion Kofi Kingston. Tom confirms Sami Zayn versus Kofi Kingston tonight. That was another match. So before the show even started, we knew three of the four wild cards was going to be Lacey Evans, Becky Lynch, and Sami Zayn. Smackdown actually didn't break the wild card rule like they did last week and the week before that. So there's that. But the whole thing about the wild card rule should be about surprises. We don't know who's going to be the three of the four because we know Roman's going to be on both shows, and especially on Raw. But it's like we should not know who's going to be coming to the show. And then you come out and be like, oh yeah, Sami Zayn's going to be there. Sami Zayn's going to be there. Charlotte's going to be, Lacey Evans going to be there. Becky's going to be there. Who's number 4? Well, if you listen to the dirt sheets, it was confirmed that Drew McIntyre was backstage during the beginning of this, before the show went on the air. So the element of surprise for this wildcard rule was out the window, and that kind of takes away from the whatever there is for the wildcard rule, and there's not much. They bring out big. Let's see. The special night Woods hypes Biggie with a grand introduction for his return after being out of action for 6 weeks. They bring out a man in a cover. Somebody covered up. They all think it's Biggie. They pull the cover off, and I don't have a fucking clue. Probably somebody from the local Rhode Island wrestling area dressed as Biggie. They crack jokes. He's trying to toss pancakes, be like Biggie. They crack and say, "Get this guy the hell out of here. You're not Biggie. Take the cart and just get the hell out of here." Out comes, they finally bring out Biggie for the real pop. New Day come out, and each corner has a tray of pancakes. There's presents for whatever reason. This guy's coming back from a 6 weeks from injury. Why the fuck are there like boxes that look like you're getting presents? There was a sign all on the thing said "Welcome back, Big E," and then you have Byron Sykes like, "Oh, look at the ring! That is freaking awesome, dude! You're sitting right there. You saw how are you surprised what the ring looks like? You're sitting 2 feet from it. That is just so ridiculous. That's just as bad as the New Day coming out and they pull off they go over by a commentary and they pull back a cover and there's the thing and Byron Sykes is like, "Oh my God, that's awesome! They're going to join us on commentary? Awesome!" It's like, dude, it's right there. It's been there. Give me a break. They send the jokes about Biggie's Twitter activity. Kofi says he's supposed to be serious. Well, it's like Biggie says it's his Biggie talks about how he's missed his brothers and he's missed the WWE. Xavier Woods says your Twitter's been fire on Twitter. Biggie goes to grab his phone and his onesie, his whatever, and he says, "I'm going to do a tweet right now." And Xavier Woods is like, Becky's mom is taken. He's like, "But I want her." And they're like going all over that, and it's like, if you don't know what's going on, during Mother's Day, Becky posted a picture or a small video on Twitter or Instagram with her and her mom. And Big E has been doing everything he can on Twitter to get in her pants, apparently. Kofi then says he's supposed to be serious. He's a champ. They want him to be serious. Really? You've been WWE champion since WrestleMania, and now they want you to be serious? You should have been serious from day one. They also mentioned Kofi's win over Kevin Owens at the pay-per-view. They go on and And out comes Kevin Owens. Owens stands on stage with the mic, and the more music hits, and out comes Sami Zayn. So Zayn, Owens, there again, big for them. He says, "Can you believe this nonsense, Owens?" The New Day continue rallying on Owens and Zayn until Owens walks off, because Zayn also said, "Look at all this BS. Like, you were out for what, 6 weeks, and they have like a party for you? I was out for 9 months. I came back the night after WrestleMania, and I got nothing," which is kind of bullshit because you had an Intercontinental title match with Finn Balor. So you didn't get nothing. You didn't not just get nothing. You got an Intercontinental title match. So yeah, Sammy, I think that's more than nothing. Owens does leave because the New Day rip on him a little bit. The New Day continue railing on them. He walks off. Sammy rants to the New Day and accuses them of contributing to a toxic culture. Wood starts interrupting Zayn with a trombone as he tries to speak. Fans interrupt what they chanted for the New Day. Sammy says he speaks for Owen as well as when he says the New Day's night will not end in fun. Sammy says he's going to beat Kofi in front of these trash people and he will be lucky to walk away at all. Kofi tells Sammy not to let his hips swivel and the pancake fool him because the New Day throws down when it's time to. Which I will have to say, yes, they do. When it's time to get serious and that bell rings, Kofi, Biggie, and Xavier Woods are 3 of the best in the ring on any given night. Especially when it's a tag team, especially against like the Usos, like the Bar, when the Bar was still a thing. The Hardys would be a hell of a thing. The Hardys versus the New Day. The Shield versus the New Day 2 years ago, I believe it was, at Survivor Series, was a hell of a match. So yeah, when it's time to actually do it, when it's time to get serious in a match, they get serious. I like the New Day when they're serious. None of this throwing pancakes, none of this jumping around being juveniles. When they have to be serious, and the fan and the crowd and the opponents they have rip on them, that is when the New Day are at their best. Biggie gets the crowd hype, and one more time he just says, New Day rocks, you know, all that stuff. And we go to, and Sammy takes talks more trash from the ramp. Now, is Biggie just going to act like for that 2-week period, like the week after he got injured, that the entire Big O thing didn't exist? They didn't mention that at all. Biggie they didn't crack jokes or nothing. It was like, Biggie, like the whole premise of the fact that Kevin Owens got a WWE Championship match by infiltrating the New Day just didn't happen. It's like, if you're going, like, why would you do that? Why would you do that? That should happen always. Like, that's just continuity right there. Where's the continuity? I guess this continuity manager, if they ever hired somebody, is doing a terrible job because, honestly, Biggie at least they should have cracked jokes about it or something before Kevin Owens and Sami Zayn came out. But no, let's just act like it didn't happen. Well, let's see here. Carmella is backstage. Drake Maverick asks if she's seen the WWE 24/7 champion Truth, but she hasn't seen him. He has wanted flyers looking for Truth. Carmella asks Apollo if he's seen Truth, but he hasn't, and he's looking for him. Carmella stops someone wearing a bad blonde wig and asks if they have seen Truth. It's him. Carmella pulls him into a room and tells him he has a bad disguise. Truth is confused, thinks he has 7 more hours to go before the title belongs to him for good because it's the 24/7 title. Truth feigns ignorance, cliche, because that's his entire gimmick. Since the night they were in, I think, Milwaukee or somewhere in Wisconsin, like years and years ago, and he said Green Bay, his entire shtick since then has been, I feign ignorance. It'll either be something like this, he's called the 24/7 title the European title, or he wanted to be in the Women's Royal Rumble, or he thought he was in a Money in the Bank ladder match when he wasn't in the match. It's just, or like he was in the Royal Rumble, I think, 2 years ago, and he grabbed the ladder, got out on the ladder, pulled the ladder up, and went up, and it's like, where's the item? Where's the briefcase? Like, really? Are we really going to do this? Carmella explains the rules to him. Truth begs her to help him, and she agrees to. They walk off. She tears a wanted flyer off the wall. And that's that. Well, it'll not be the last time we see these two tonight. Andrade Cien Almas versus Mustafa Ali. This was definitely a really good match, and especially what those two went through 2 nights ago. It's awesome to see that these guys can still pull this off. And I don't know if they have a house. I don't know if SmackDown does house shows on Saturday, on Wednesdays. But dude, these guys need a goddamn break after what they did on Tuesday, on Monday. On Sunday, and what they did tonight. Back from break, and Andrade is in the ring. Yeah, Mustafa Ali got an entrance, a proper entrance. We go to commercial. We come back, and now Zelina Vega and Andrade are in the ring. So yes, Almas got a jobber entrance. So you know who was winning this match. It's not hard to tell who's going to win a match usually when somebody, gets a jobber entrance. That doesn't happen all the time. I believe it was like a week or so ago, somebody got a jobber entrance and they ended up getting the win. Anyway, back from break, and Andrade is in the ring with Zelina Vega. The bell rings and they lock up, going at it in the corner as the referee warns them. Andrade counters and poses on the ropes with Vega doing their tranquilo pose. Andrade gets sent to the floor, and Ali catches him with a knee. Almas goes back in the clothesline on Ali for a 2 count, and Ali sold that clothesline perfectly. Just the way he got hit with it, the rotation and everything was like flawless. Andrade keeps control with a chop against the ropes, and Ali counters and hits a spike Rana. Beautiful. The spike Rana from Mustafa Ali is so fucking beautiful. Picture perfect every single time. Love it. Vega ends up on the apron as Ali goes up top rope, but that's distracting, allowing Almas to level Ali as we go to commercial break. Back from break, and Ali plants Andrade with a big DDT. Andrade rolls up to the floor to avoid the pin. Ali runs the ropes and hits the suicide dive, taking Andrade, seeing Almas out. Ali runs the ropes again and leaps out, taking Almas back down to the floor pop. Almas returns to the ring, and Ali eventually follows, but Almas knocks him to the apron, into the barrier. The ref counts. Ali makes it back into the ring right before 9. Almas goes right to work on him, focusing on the injured back. Both guys did have kinesio tape, just like Ricochet the night before. Ali had it on his back. Almas had it on his shoulder. It's just the scars of battle going into into a Money in the Bank ladder match that was absolutely worthless to both of these guys. By the way, did you know Almas was told up until 20 minutes before the match, right before he went out there, that he was winning Money in the Bank? And as he was about to go out there, he was told, "No, you're not winning, but you're gonna go up there and you're gonna get ready to win, and Brock Lesnar's gonna come down." Yeah. Let's see. Ali makes it back to the ring right before 9. They ended up on the floor again, and Almas rams Ali's back into the ring post. Almas tosses Ali over into the timekeeper's area. Almas returns to the ring and tells the ref to start the count. Ali makes it right before the 10 count after collapsing at ringside. Vega is frustrated. Almas stomps away on Ali as he enters the ring. Andrade with the running double knees in the corner to the back of Ali's head. He did have him standing the normal way, like with his back to the turnbuckle, but he's like, no, I'm going to give this guy extra damage, and flipped him over, and then hit the Meteor, the double knees in the ring. I think it's called the Meteor. The double knees in the corner. 2 count, close 2 count, and Almas thought, I had this done, this match won. He just lays there lazily on Ali, and Ali was easily able to get up. Vega barks on Almas and the referee as he also shows frustration. Fans try to rally Ali. Almas picks him up, looks like he's going to go for the hammerlock. He's talking trash, and all of a sudden, Ali counters and takes Almas down with a roll-up for the 1, 2, 3. Mustafa Ali is your winner. He retreats to the man to recover as his music starts up. Vega joins Almas in the ring. Definitely could have used another 5 minutes, in my opinion, maybe 10. These guys I would love to see going for the Intercontinental title eventually. Maybe you book these guys in a triple threat match with Finn Balor. But here's the thing. If Almas beats the Demon, which I have my doubts that he would even do that, then Ali could look back on this night and be like, well, you beat Balor, I beat you, so I should get a championship opportunity at Stomping Grounds. I think that would be awesome. what I'm saying is, give me more of Mustafa Ali versus Andrade Cien Almas, or some people say Andrade and Ali. Doesn't matter. Just give me more of what they got. We saw Carmella backstage with Truth, now wearing makeup with the wig. Truth says he feels like something is missing from what the look. She hands him a bra. He says he needs help opening it because he's always had trouble getting them open. Ah, God, this is stupid. Ah, embarrassment. Ah, terrible. There was a little bit of comedy fun at the end of this next match that I thought was kind of funny. But Mandy Rose versus Carmella. Whoop-de-doo, whoop-de-doo, whoop-de-doo. We go to the ring and out comes Mandy Rose and Sonya Deville. As Greg Hamilton does the introduction. Back from break, and Tom shows us a video package of how Lars Sullivan destroyed the Lucha House Party at Money in the Bank, as well as last night. Why this video package was relevant to the Carmella Mandy Rose match or the 24/7 Championship is well beyond me. Why they decided right now to show this destructive video is beyond me. I don't get why they decided, well, now is the time to show this. Carmella is going to be facing Mandy Rose. Now we show this. You couldn't show this after or before this match? Beyond me. We go back to the ring, and out comes Carmella with the 24/7 champion, R-Truth, still dressed as a woman, but with the title around his waist. Yeah, because you're trying to disguise yourself, and you're just going to wear that 24/7 championship out there, and everyone knows you're associated with Carmella, which, by the way, I'm glad that, like, when she went back to blonde, they didn't turn her into the bitch, annoying heel that she's been forever. I like the fact that she's still hanging out with R-Truth. I think those two work well together, so that's my thought on that. Now, the bell rings, and they go at it for a bit. They have a nice little short match. A bunch of superstars, the B-Team, Matt Hardy, which, God, Matt Hardy, Matt, you deserve better than this, man. You're one of the greatest wrestlers of all time, one of the greatest tag team wrestlers of all time, and you're wasting your time with this? God. They're going running on the ramp into the ring, chasing Truth. The referee calls for the bell. After the match, Stars takes Truth away from him after he takes Carmella, and he actually has Carmella on he's like got her and he's like running with her, piggybacking her while they're getting away. So I thought that was kind of funny. It's like, come on, Mike, we gotta go. I thought that part was funny, but other than this is just like, you see Matt Hardy and others running after this thing that they deserve way better than this. Yes, the 24/7 rule is going to give these guys who don't get time on TV. I'm calling it now. In the next month, between May 21st and June 21st, there are going to be two women to hold this title, and Maxwell Hardy is going to win the 24/7 championship. I'm booking it. Between now and next month and this same day, Matt Hardy and Maxwell Hardy will have a one-time reign at least, and two women are going to win this championship. Who those two are? I don't know. A lot of people were saying Carmella was going to win it. They expected Carmella to win this, and I'm like, I wouldn't be surprised. Taylor Braxton is backstage with new SmackDown Women's Champion. Let me say this again. New SmackDown Women's Champion, Bayley. She asked her about the big win on Sunday. Bayley says it was a brutal night, but she would do it again in a heartbeat. She goes about proving the doubters wrong. Kayla asked her, what is the difference between the champion Bayley and Bayley the Hugger? Bayley says she's moved past the hugs, and she wants everyone to bring their best. So, Bayley, since she's come to SmackDown, has gotten an attitude change, and I think it was well needed. The Hugger Bayley was perfect in NXT. The Hugger Bayley does not work on WWE main roster. So, if they want to remove, give it a hug life and all that hug stuff, that's fine. Just keep this woman, let this woman go out there and win, and be a champion that everyone will be able to be like, yeah, she's badass. Bayley, moving past the hugs, I'm actually for. Let's see what this goes. I'm happy to see Bayley getting out there, being more of a serious role, even though I know she was dubbed as a female John Cena coming up. She would have been that one that all the women, all the little girls could go for. making her a lot more serious. I still say she could be that female John Cena if they invest time in her. The only thing they need to do for Bayley is invest the time. Let her hold this title till after Survivor Series. Have her go up against a Charlotte, a Kairi Sane, an Asuka. That match between Asuka and Bayley would be epic. Have all three of those women against Bayley in a fatal four-way. Yeah, the Asuka and Kairi Sane are in a worthless tag team right now. But I guarantee you those two, with the Women's Championship on the line, would tear each other apart and tear these two apart, Charlotte and Bayley as well. That would be a SummerSlam match I would love to see. Bayley, Charlotte, Asuka, and Kairi Sane. Book that for SummerSlam, please. We see Carmella and R-Truth running backstage. They run into the women's locker room and we hear screams. Truth continues running with a large group of superstars right behind him. Sami Zayn watches them run by, looks disgusted. We go to commercial break. Back from break and we see Elias outside playing his guitar, waiting for Roman Reigns to arrive. Kofi Kingston versus Sami Zayn. We go to the ring, out comes Sami Zayn, and then the cameras cut back to Big E down, clutching his knee. Xavier checks on him, Kofi Kingston as well, comes over. Big E says Kevin Owens did this to him. Kevin Owens. He went out and said, this is Kevin Owens doing. I like how Kofi Kingston was after this when he got out there. The pancakes were nowhere nearby. The fun-loving, the skipping, the smiling was all gone. Kofi Kingston's music hit. He came out there serious. I want to fuck you up because your best friend beat up one of my best friends. That shit's not fine with me. I'm coming out to kill you. Or beat your ass, whichever. That was what I want to see. This is the Sami Zayn we should have seen on Sunday. I'm not the Sami Zayn, I'm sorry. This is the Kofi Kingston we should have seen on Sunday. Why, the whole time you were feuding with Kevin Owens outside of one time, did you come out just throwing pancakes and being all happy, especially this past Sunday? This guy hurt your friend Xavier Woods. But now that he re-injured Big E, that's when you cross the line. That's when he crossed the line. Are you kidding me? This is, again, the Kofi Kingston I want to see more. This is the Kofi that should be your WWE champion every single day, 24/7, until he loses that title. I can get behind the Kofi Kingston we saw in this match. I can't get behind the Kofi Kingston we saw at the beginning of the show. This Kofi, I can. The bell rings and they go at it. Kofi unloads, but Sami turns it around early. Sami sends Kofi out of the ring and ends up sending him into the barrier. Sami brings Kofi back into the ring and works him over. Kofi finally hits a missile drop kick on the corner. Sami ends up on the outside as the referee counts. We go to commercial. Back from break and Sami hits a superplex on Kofi. Tom says Big has been taken to a local medical facility because, hospital's a dirty word. And Woods went with him. So keep that in mind. Kofi is on his own for the remainder of the night. So if Big E, Sami Zayn or Kevin Owens come out and they want to double team him or anything else, nobody to back Kofi Kingston up. Keep that in mind. Sami waits for Kofi to get up and goes for the haluva kick, but Kofi flies out of the corner and unloads. Kofi counters again and lands a big shot. Fans pop and Kofi rallies the crowd. Sami ducks Trouble in Paradise. Kofi counters the Blue Thunder Bomb and connects with Trouble in Paradise for the 1, 2, 3. After the match, Kofi takes the title, raises him in the corner, and his music hits and we go to replay. Suddenly, Paul Heyman just shows up with the briefcase. He has the briefcase. He looks like he's going to open it. He has his hands on it. He has it laying flat on one hand, another one on top, looking like he's going to open it. He's got a smile on his face. He saw no sign of Lesnar. Kofi tells Heyman to bring it, making him, and out comes, and I'm just sitting here saying, Kofi, watch your six, because he's standing there, dumb babyface syndrome, not looking at him over his shoulder. Of all people, Dolph Ziggler just comes out and mercifully beats the piss out of Kofi Kingston. He beat this guy, I swear, to almost an inch of his life, it felt like. This was a just beat down, beyond beat downs. He launches Kofi over the announce table, grabs a steel chair, puts the chair around Kofi's head, and then sends him headfirst into the side of the announce table. Fans boo Ziggler as he stands tall. Referees come to check on Kofi. Ziggler gets back for a minute, but he continues stomping on and dropping knees on Kofi while he's down. Ziggler finally walks away as medics come out to check on Kofi. We see another medic wheeling a stretcher down the ramp. We see a few worried fans in the crowd and the other chants a new day. Kofi is loaded onto the stretcher. Kofi is wheeled away. They get to the ramp and Kofi starts moving, trying to get off the stretcher. Fans chant for Kofi and he gets off the stretcher. Kofi walks to the back on his own, touching the WWE title as fans cheer. We go to commercial break. So, yeah, why does Dolph Ziggler come out here, and why did Dolph Ziggler, of all people who has been MIA since what? When was the last time Dolph Ziggler was actually on TV? Was he in the Rumble? I don't think he was in the Rumble. It's been a long while since Dolph Ziggler was on TV. And wasn't he on Monday Night Raw? Wasn't he on Monday Night Raw with the Superstar Shakeup, or am I missing something here? I don't know. All I know is we come back from break. We see Roman arriving to the... Oh, wait. Before that, Tom said Kofi is in the trainer's room, and no one is being allowed in. He hopes to have an update later. We see Roman arrive in the backstage area. He stops and hears Elias playing the guitar. Elias is sitting on top of the truck, singing a song that takes shots at Reigns and the people of Providence. Elias sings about Reigns being jealous of him. Says it's time to take the big dog for a walk. Reigns keeps walking the arena, and he's not worried. Why would he? Why would Roman Reigns be worried of Elias? This guy is like bulletproof. Roman Reigns goes out there, gets his ass kicked for about 5-6 minutes, and then gets in one Superman punch, one spear, and wins almost every single time. That's how this goes. Now, Lacey Evans and Charlotte Flair versus Bayley and Becky Lynch. I could give absolutely two fucks about this, but it's just funny. Like, you look at Bayley and Becky Lynch, the two champions of their respected brands right now. Before the match, Kayla Braxton was backstage with Raw Women's Champion Becky Lynch. She misses her blue brand belt, but at least it's Bayley's title. It's Bayley with the title right now. Bayley appears and says something about becoming Bayley 2 belts. They have some friendly words, and Becky says, "When we're done with these two dopes, I'm coming for you." Bayley says, "I wouldn't have it any other way." Awesome. And we never got that, did we? I don't think we did, but we never got that Bayley versus Becky Lynch match that Becky Lynch teased back at the beginning of the Superstar Shakeup when Ember Moon. That was Bayley. That was Ember Moon. But I would love to see a Bayley versus Becky Lynch match way down the line. I want to see Bayley versus Ember Moon. Charlotte Flair does not need the championship. Charlotte Flair needs to be away from the championship for at least 6 months. Give somebody else a chance. I really didn't give no fucks about this. This match was nothing, but it was just funny. You look over you have Bayley and Becky Lynch on one side, the two champions. On the other side, you have the McMahon twins, as dubbed by Becky Lynch. And it's just so fitting that the two women who are the champions right now are two women that WWE, all of last year and half of this year, did not want to put any stock into. If Vince McMahon had his way, this match could still be happening, but the titles would be over on the other side. It's just so fitting, the fact that the two women that Vince McMahon himself would be the Raw and SmackDown Women's Champions are not the two who are the champions right now. I just find that so funny. Lynch blocks a figure 4 attempt and rolls Flair up for a 2 count. Flair with a pin attempt on her own. Lynch ends up applying the disarm her, but Lacey Evans breaks it up with a woman's right. Bayley tags in and knocks Evans off the apron. Flair is legal now. Bayley rolls her up out of nowhere for the 1-2-3. After the match, Bayley goes to the floor as Flair stares at her down the ring. As the music hits, Lynch joins Bayley at ringside with their titles. So, Bayley beat Charlotte Flair at the pay-per-view, pinned her tonight. Can someone tell me why she would even be in contention for the SmackDown Live Women's Championship? You lost the title at Money in the Bank. You lost tonight's tag team title match. You are in the back of the fucking line. Quite honestly, Carmella and Mandy Rose, who are two bonds too, and even Sonya Deville are all ahead of Charlotte Flair. I'd say Ember Moon should be up there too. Book me Ember Moon versus Carmella versus Mandy Rose versus Sonya Deville in a fatal 4-way for the #1 contendership for Stomping Grounds for Bayley. Keep Charlotte out. But honestly, in my opinion, Charlotte, if they want to give Charlotte a championship opportunity, you save it for SummerSlam. She has no reason to be in a championship match at Stomping Grounds because she is Vince McMahon's prodigal daughter, I should say. They shouldn't be wasting a match with Charlotte Flair on Stomping Grounds. Give that to somebody else. Let somebody else have a time in the sun. Are they going to beat Bayley? No. I would rather see Bayley versus Mandy Rose versus Carmella versus Sonya Deville. Anyone else on the Smackdown Live roster so we can get Charlotte Flair doing something else. We see Carmella and Truth running through the back again. Truth is begging her to get him out of here. The B team, Curtis Axel and Bo Dallas attack him and argue over the pin. Truth takes advantage and runs off with Carmella as they follow. So it looks like Truth is going to hold the title till probably a house show. So he's going to have a more than 2-day title reign. Interesting. Back from break, and Sarah Schreiber stops Dolph Ziggler, asking him why he returned. Ziggler says that's an honest question that deserves an honest answer, but he's not going to give it to her. He's going to give it to all of them, the fans. He takes the mic and walks to the stage. Ziggler takes the mic and comes to the stage. He says he would boo him too. He says this goes back to when Ali went down and Kofi Kingston stepped in up to knock it out of the park, but it should have been him. Ziggler goes on about how Kofi finally became an overnight success after 11 years. Ziggler says it should have been him. Fans start giving him the what chant. Ziggler goes on ranting about how he should have been in Kofi's spot. Ziggler says that's why he did what he had to do. He had to do it. He had no other choice. Ziggler says he's going to beat Kofi for the title at Super Showdown. So yeah, why is Dolph Ziggler back? That good old blood money for Saudi Arabia. That's Saudi blood money. Because he has to. Ziggler screams about how people will love and respect him after he wins that Superstar Showdown. He should have been him one last time, and he drops the mic and walks off. Not happy with the fact that it's a Super Showdown. I would have that at Stomping Grounds. But this is just WWE getting desperate to do, like, having people just stick the comedy clubs, Ziggler. Just stick the comedy clubs. There's no reason for you to come to Super Showdown. The announcers hype the Super Showdown from Saudi Arabia and send us to a video package for Triple H versus Randy Orton. Do we all need reminded about Triple H versus Randy Orton? They're coming up, they're working together in Evolution. Randy Orton being turned on by Evolution after winning the World Heavyweight title at SummerSlam 2004. And a couple other things that they had. They conveniently left out when Triple H broke Randy Orton's collarbone off a backdrop. That would have been a nice thing. Just, we don't need any reason to have this happen. You didn't need to show this. We all know why these two have feuded. But this is a cold feud. You can't just throw a video package up of these guys from 15, 16, 17 years ago, whatever. 14, 13, 12, whatever. How many years ago, up until now, and people are like, oh, they really hate each other. They haven't had any interaction since the Authority angle, really. So why should we be excited for Triple H versus Randy Orton? No, thank you. Again, I'm abstaining from Super Showdown, so don't expect it on this channel. Roman Reigns versus Elias. I gave no fucks about this match. No fucks. This match was boring as fuck. Elias needs to be in the ring with an AJ Styles, a Kofi Kingston, a Finn Balor, a Mustafa Ali, a guy who is a ring general, someone who's going to help lead him to a decent to good match. Roman Reigns is none of that. Roman Reigns can't wrestle a great match can't wrestle a great match to save his life. He couldn't even wrestle a stick to a great match. Why would I want to sit here and watch him face Elias? If it wasn't good enough for pay-per-view, why should it be good enough for SmackDown Live? After the match, when Reigns blocked an attempt on a guitar shot with a spear and won the match. Yeah, of course he did. After the match, Shane comes in and he beats on Roman a little bit. Roman comes back and drops Shane with a Superman punch. Reigns suddenly turns around in the big Claymore kick from Drew McIntyre. Fans boo as Drew gets down and remains face. Shane stands tall over Reigns and raises on Drew's arm as SmackDown goes off the air. So, yeah, that was SmackDown Live. Is Shane McMahon like in charge of a cross-brand stable with like Bobby Lashley, Drew McIntyre, Elias? Are you gonna throw Baron Corbin in there too? It looks like Baron Corbin gonna be a part of that. I don't know. But predictable ending. The fact that we have to, if you're going to watch Super Showdown, you're going to have to suffer through that match. I don't feel any pain for anybody. Do the right thing and don't watch Super Showdown. Send a message to Vince McMahon that this is not acceptable. Even though it's not ratings, they keep track of what people watch on the network. And I honestly want Super Showdown to have like a 0 watch. As soon as that show goes on the air, or that pre-show goes on the air, everyone turns the network off. A lot of people were canceling the network subscription on Sunday. It's funny because HBO was not the only subscription base losing subscribers on Sunday night after Game of Thrones, of course, went off. Like a lot of people ended the HBO subscription. A lot of people ended the WWE Network subscription because of Brock Lesnar. This company needs to fucking learn. And this company is just going to get worse and worse. Roman, in the main event, does nothing. Here's the thing. The fact that you had Roman Reigns, he showed up about 9:30. But the fact that you didn't have Roman Reigns start the show off, why would people want to sit here and watch this show? Yeah, Raw had a good rating this week, and, well, an average rating that they usually would. It doesn't mean it's good. Unless Raw is able to get back to 3.0, and SmackDown needs to get to 3.0 just to survive on Fox, this entire wildcard rule, the 24/7 rule, like the 24/7 championship, are just going to be terrible in the end. They're floundering, and they're always going to flounder. I'm just saying. But that was your SmackDown Live review for May 21st, 2019. Hit that subscribe button, comment down below, like or dislike this video. Find me on Twitter at The France Club. Find me on twitch.tv/TheFraud08. I'm probably going to change everything to The France Club if I can. Anyway, thank you guys all for watching my Monday Night Raw review yesterday. My highest viewed video since Monday Night Raw like 2 weeks ago. Keep up with that. I do want comments from you guys. I want your guys' opinion on things. Yeah, make fun of my voice if you want to. Just give me comments. I want feedback from you guys. Let it rip. I want to know what you guys think. Thank you all, and I'll see you guys tomorrow for NXT. We have 2 episodes of NXT left before TakeOver 25. This is a weird stretch of everything because this is the thing. We had Money in the Bank this past Sunday. Double or Nothing this Saturday. Next Saturday is TakeOver 25, and then the Friday after that is Super Showdown. So if you are watching Super Showdown and Double or Nothing, you're going to be up to 4 pay-per-views or 4 events. That's a month worth of shows. That's just like pay-per-view overload, pay-per-view overload, pay-per-view overload. I wish the Super Showdown was not happening on when it did, so we could have at least that week between Double or Nothing and what was supposed to be TakeOver 25 on the 8th. We'd have that week in between because this is just wow. This is just fucking crazy. But I'm getting out of here, and I'll see you guys tomorrow.